the last Tuesday of every month. You can go to our Facebook page, the Actors Playground Maryland page, join the event, get updates on what's to come. We're going to have some workshop series coming on. We're going to be traveling a little bit. So if you are in a city outside of Baltimore and you want the Actors Playground to come to you, definitely hit us up and give us your information. And myself and Tracy are very open and available. The next stop will be Philly. We're trying to go to New Orleans, New York, California. We're trying to go to where you are. So hit us up. The Actors Playground Maryland at gmail.com. Myself and Tracy will definitely get back with you as soon as possible. But we're going to take a quick break. I'll be right back with you. We're going to pay a couple bills. But don't forget to give me a call, 410-702-5657. If you have some creative events going on in the city, definitely hit us up. Let us know where you are and what event that you are promoting. And just call in, 410-702-5657. Or you can text us at 443-642-9403. This is Nate again, your stand-in host for the Gangsta Goddess radio show. We'll be right back here on BigExposedRadio.com. Don't go anywhere.
But when I smoked weed, there was a D on that. When I smoked weed, my inhibitions actually weren't wild. You know, like I wasn't like, oh, I want to go fly on a kite or jump off this roof or something like that. No, it was quite the opposite. I was very laid back. I actually wanted to eat all the time. Gosh, and I never would get full. And I got sleepy. So I never wanted to go out and do something wrong, like break windows, drive under the influence. Definitely not drive under the influence. Because I wanted to go to sleep like very badly. Like, high sleep is the best sleep ever. Irresponsible child abusers are going to have free access. That's not the truth, because if they do legalize it, they're going to probably put the same stipulations they do for cigarettes. Now, if you are under 18 and you wind up getting a pack of cigarettes, then that's what happens. I had a pack of cigarettes before I was 18. So what? Because they was, cigarettes was in a machine that, it wasn't nobody standing there.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Oh, I didn't hear anything. And the time isn't moving either. Welcome to... What show is this today? Be Inspired. It's normally hosted by Miss Be Inspired, Naomi Burrell, but she's actually on location right now. She is participating in the 46th annual Black Caucus Award that is in DC. So she'll be calling in throughout the show to actually tell us what's going on. She's doing the red carpet coverage. There's an award ceremony. I believe there are 3 nominees this year. Not nominees, but award recipients this year. Cicely Tyson, Dionne Warwick, and there are a couple other people on that circle, but those are the ones that I know of. Today's topic is entering the winter. What is wrong with me? The winter circle. I shouldn't be reading the screen. That's the problem. Part 2. Dr. D will be joining us shortly and going over those part 2 of the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, a great series that they're doing here on the Be Inspired radio show. So thank you for tuning in. text a friend, tell them call in, and then you call in 410-702-5657, or you can text us at 443-642-9403. We have all this new technology and such, all the new cameras and such. You see my orange shoe sitting there. But like I said, Naomi will be, she's actually at the award ceremony right now. She's doing interviews, so she'll be calling in throughout the show today, giving us some highlights, letting us know who she's talking to, how is the atmosphere there. Sorry, this is sinus season for me, and my allergies are going crazy. So excuse me for coughing in your ear. Don't forget to give me a call today, 410-702-5657, or you can text in your questions or comments to 443-642-9403. So we'll be doing a lot of hot topics throughout the day, some entertainment news, some local news, some national news, and some what the heck news. So I'll start off by giving you some updates on Be Exposed Radio, what's going on here. First of all, the 17th, this Saturday, 12 p.m. to 5 p.m., our monthly open house series here at Be Exposed, where we open up our doors and welcome you all in. You guys are always welcome here, but we specifically open our doors the third Saturday of every month for businesses, entrepreneurs, artists, whomever, to come out, network, promote, market their business, their service, their products, their events. So definitely come on down, 110 East Lexington Street, Suite 200. We'll be here. We want you here. Come meet our awesome team of hosts and personalities and engineers. And one of our new shows that's joining us will be here. So Femi will be joining us on October the 11th. His show is Shots and Shenanigans. Is it Shenanigans and Shots or Shots and Shenanigans? Shots and Shenanigans. If you know Femi, the dry fish, he is a crazy, beyond crazy character. So he's going to foster all of that and contain all that on air live here exclusively on BeExposedRadio.com. So definitely set your calendars to October the 11th, their premiere date. It's going to be an awesome show. If you know Femi, everything he does is awesome. He's a rock star, a poet, a dad, everything. He's an incredible guy. I met him several times. Really awesome personality. So he'll be joining us this Saturday as well, along with all of our other shows. Gangsta Goddess with Tracy Jiggets. We got Talk Lately with Monny now, being guest co-hosted with Big Mama Ama. Weird Radio with Stello, TC, and their awesome group of course, Kenyon, the host. What's next? You got the Denasha Harrison Show with Denasha Harrison, co-hosted by J.R. Goodman and his awesome, phenomenal team. That's our first morning show. This show be inspired with Naomi Burrell and Dr. D. And then Thursdays, we have Denasha Harrison. Then we have Charm City Direct. They come on Saturdays at 5 to 7 p.m. It Is What It Is, our new late night show, 9 to 11 p.m. They come on every Friday, 9 to 11. Of course, the Artist Exchange with me, your host, Nate. So look out for our upcoming events. Go to our website, www.beexposedradio.com. We're about to expand our blog series, so definitely look out for new blog entries, new shows coming. If you are a personality or you have a personality and want to bring your show here, definitely hit that up. I went out of line. This is the first segment. Nothing. Okay, I just went off the rails a bit. So, open house, September the 17th. The next thing is the Fire Starter Series, October the 6th, with myself and Naomi down at Hotel RL. We'll have Terrence Blizzard. He'll be performing that day. And of course, if you have any if you want to sponsor the show, if you have a business or event or anything, you want to show some love to the station or individual shows, definitely hit us up. You can go to the website, www.beexposedradio.com, click on the donate button, and it'll put you here. Also, you can contact us directly at info@beexposedradio.com. I don't understand. Are you guys talking to me? We talking to ourselves. Oh, I can hear you. I can hear the utterances. Put the earphones. I can't. That's why I couldn't really hear because I didn't have them in. But I can hear because it's turned all the way up. Thank you. Thank you. Really appreciate it. That's Monny. He's the producer here. He does a lot of production stuff and stuff. He's a technical. He has his bun on today, so I don't know who. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's another young man in the room with us right now, and I guess you'll see him a little bit later because the camera's not on him. But again, October the 15th, we will be live broadcasting from the African Americans Authors and Empowerment Expo, and it will be hosted by Morgan State University, Saturday, October the 15th, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. So come on down. A lot of the authors that will be present that day, we've interviewed them already. Some phenomenal characters. You've heard a couple of them here on Be Inspired Radio Show. So come on out, meet some authors, buy some books, learn. They have workshop series going on, as well as some talkbacks with authors. Someone will be reading their books, and then you can meet them one-on-one at their booth. So definitely come on down. The seventh annual African American Authors and Empowerment Expo. Again, it will be at Morgan State University's campus, 1700 East Cold Spring. It will be in the university, university student building. Sorry about that. So they'll have a lot of prizes, giveaways, youth writers challenge. It's a free event. It's no charge. It's a family friendly event. So definitely come on out and join us in the building. I can't hear you. Talk about who? Well, cause it's not on. Cause I clearly don't hear you. No, not on. Sorry. So again, that is October the 15th, from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. We'll all be here. Be there actually at the building, so you'll get to meet the personalities. That event will take place at Morgan State University, but that'll take the place of our normal open house for October. So instead of you coming to our open house in October, come on down to the Authors Expo, where we will be the participating media for that day. Come out, talk to us, meet the authors, do some live interviews. We'll be live on the air, so definitely come be in the building. So that's the open house. Our open house this Saturday, the 17th, from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. And then October the 15th, the Authors Empowerment Expo will be at Morgan State University from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Again, the Fire Starter series with myself and Naomi, Miss Be Inspired. It's a monthly event that we do on the first Thursday of every month. This month we will be featuring Terrence Blizzard. He'll actually be coming past the open house this weekend as well. So he'll be our interviewee. So we do basically, it's like a 25-minute interview, a short interview with the artist, and then they get to perform for the last half an hour of the show. It's an hour live interview, Hotel RL, right off of Calvert and Redwood Street, right down the street from our station. So definitely come on out. They have a live open bar and a restaurant there, so you can eat while you watching the interview, watch the performance. Come on out, meet Mr. Terrence Blizzard. We'll be pushing that out actually tonight. You'll be able to go to Be Inspired Radio Show's page and get the information on that event and other events going on here at Be Exposed Radio with Miss Be Inspired. Again, Naomi will be calling in throughout the course of the show and giving us some highlights. She's actually at the out in DC at the at the Black Caucasus conference, their annual award ceremony that they do. They're honoring Cicely Tyson this year and Dionne Warwick. It's another person. I'll get the information when we come back from our break. But if you want to call into the show, say hello to me. I'm just guest hosting today. I'm Nate. If you're just getting on air with us, call me 410-702-5657, or you can text in your questions and comments to 443-642-9403. I'll be here for the rest of the day. Like I said, Dr. D will be joining us as usual, and she's bringing us around to the conversation of entering the winner's circle, part two of the 7 habits of highly effective people. We're on point number 2 today. So listen in, tune in, don't go anywhere. I'm gonna take a quick break because the coughs have taken over me. So we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back here on the Be Inspired radio show on BeExposedRadio.com. But I gave you a 30-second notice. So I'm gonna say it again. So hey, what's going on? We're gonna take a quick break here on Be Inspired Radio Show. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere.
We're rewarding you for something you already do, listening to us. It's Radio Loyalty, and it's an easy way for you to get free stuff. All you do is sign up. Go ahead and click the banner now. You'll earn points as you listen. Points you can trade in for great products and services in the Radio Loyalty store. You can earn even more points when you share your favorite station with friends on Facebook and Twitter. Radio Loyalty. It's free to sign up, so click the banner to join now.
Check out what you missed on Be Exposed Radio.
Listen to Elizabeth Warren talking about Black lives and Black life.
Police are not occupying armies. This is America, not a war zone. I speak today with full knowledge that I have not personally experienced and can never truly understand the fear, the oppression, and the pain that confronts African Americans every day.
Don't you just want to kill yourself? I mean, not from what she was saying, but from the music that was playing in the background. I just want to, oh gosh, but every word she said was prolific, and it did not come from what is now becoming mainstream as white privilege. She has a sensibility about her, and the way she speaks about different things that has, from the first time I saw her, I can't remember what state she's in. I think she's in like North Carolina or something like that, somewhere I'm not going. That some kind of sensibility about her that makes me like her for president. But she's not running. We have this old guy that looks like he should be on the popcorn box. Then we have Martin O'Malley. Fine. We'll settle if we must. Hillary, who I like, but she just has to fight against all this controversy, and that's the hard part of it all. Then we have Huckabee. I could have swore he died, like in one of those books, like a fairy tale book. Trump, we're going to get to you in a moment. Meet with all these black folk in one room, and they just fell for it. Like, he must have been giving out $100 bills behind them.
Check out the Talk Lately show every Tuesday nights from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. right here on BeExposedRadio.com.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Green light. Hey girl, School zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the Be Inspired Radio Show here live on BeExposedRadio.com. I am guest hosting today for Naomi. She's at the Black Congressional Black Caucuses. There you go. 46th Annual Legislative Conference. It's an award ceremony going on tonight that she's covering on the red carpet. Her and our engineer Eric Way are out there doing their thing, so she'll be calling in from time to time throughout the show. Why are you mad? He mad? He says Eric. Well, that's what he's helping her engineer there. She's out there with the engineer, without engineer. Why you mad? He's so sensitive. You're engineering her show right now. Robert, we gotta find him a date. We need a nice church girl for Robert that's gonna be stern with him. So we had a caller calling in. So if you were calling in, give us another call back, 410-702-5657. Talk to us. Let us know how you feeling. So our topics, we have a couple hot topics for this segment. It was one story that I found on toxic masculinity. I actually reported this story on my show, The Artist Exchange, and it was some photos of a young man laying on his father's chest. Now, it's not an abnormal thing to have, but in this case, this young man was 18-year-old laying on his dad's chest, and his dad, Mr. Eric Owens, actually posted the pictures. It was like as his throwback photo of the week. And he posted a few pictures over the years of his son laying on him the same way. And a lot of people had something to say about this story, which is a little disturbing, because if I can't be, affection is not a sexual thing. Affection is merely me showing loving emotions towards someone. Affection has been turned into a sexual thing because we are so nitpicking and we are so deprived of it that any form of affection is considered sexual. And I see a lot of these issues in workplace environments and amongst friends and strangers even. If someone touches you, I know growing up in the black church, you're not allowed to touch people, whether it be a hand on the shoulder or to, just grab someone's arm. It's always seen as something aggressive and negative. And I'm noticing that a lot of people, specifically for males, it is very taboo to touch another male. And touching someone is not sexual. Touch is a basic human necessity. It's a basic necessity of life to feel the need to be touched. And being touched has nothing to do with sexuality or the abuse of sexual contact. But this story, it was a gentleman, Mr. Eric Owens. He posted some throwback Thursday pictures of his son and himself laying down on a couch or various places to sleep. And again, someone captured this picture of his son laying on him. And I guess they were just watching TV, and people had a lot of things to say. Oh, hello? We have a telephone call. Hello?
Hey, this is Naomi.
Hey, Naomi, what's going on?
Be inspired. How you doing?
How's it going? What's going on?
So we are here on the red carpet right now at the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation, the leadership in the arts honor ceremony. So we're at the red carpet right now. We saw Richard Brown Tree, we saw Dionne Warwick. I believe we get a picture, a selfie with Richard Roundtree.
Wow.
I got a couple of selfies. So Eric and I, we are really working the red carpet. We're next to some wonderful other media. TV1 is here. Roller from TV1 is here. He's been giving us tips on how to take a selfie. So it is really amazing. Right now, we're just playing the waiting game to see who else shows up. But we took a lot of great pictures. We're also going live on our radio show page. So make sure you guys tune into that as well. We're trying to get some live shots. In just a few moments, we'll be going into the actual ceremony. So we'll be taking some photos there and see who else we get a chance to talk to. So it's amazing. I'm like so excited. I need to just really jump in and try to get some interviews. But I've been recording some things that's been discussed too by some other reporters, which is good. So we got a lot of good footage. Being exposed to representing.
We'll try to get some conversation with those others.
Some, more aggressive or assertive than others, but we're all getting it done.
I have to admit that Robbie feels a little abandoned. He feels a little. Exactly, that's what I said too. He feels a little. He feels a little abandoned right now.
Why?
He's trying to get on the mic now.
Tell Robbie that he is he's my ace, and I know he's my day one, so I know he's probably feeling a little slighted. But Eric was available for tonight, so that's why he's here.
Robbie's on the line now.
Hi, Naomi.
Robbie.
Hi.
Hey, so downtrodden.
Oh Lord. Okay. He's being a big baby right now. Don't go anywhere. Get out there, Naomi, and do what you gotta do. We're gonna try to put up the live stream from your page so we can see you doing what you do out there. So when you go live, this send us a message so we know.
See y'all, family.
All right.
So
that was Miss Naomi Burrell, Miss Be Inspired. She was on location. We're gonna take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on Be Inspired Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com.
Free stuff for you just for listening to this station. Yo, we got your attention? Here's how it works. You click on the Radio Loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for cool stuff in the Radio Loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple. Free stuff just for doing what you already do. Radio Loyalty. Click the banner to join now.
I said he's dead.
Oh, 6 years after he passed away.
It states she reportedly had heard rumors, but nothing substantial. But then you put the rumors to
while
death.
They were still married.
You sentenced the rumors to death.
While they still were married, she heard rumors.
Right. Okay. Probably all her life she's heard rumors. Like you're dating, you're dating your dad, right? Y'all look just alike. I'm like, girl, somebody told me you dating your father. You know, that's what kind of people. You know he gay, right, Percy?
Please, why are you laughing at him? Don't laugh at him. Please don't.
Okay, let me continue with the story.
Oh,
man. Even today, it's still funny. Oh my gosh, if you haven't heard this show, it's Talk Lately. And it's only on BeExposedRadio.com every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and on YouTube. Just go to Be Exposed
Jacqueline,
Radio.
Yes, Mom? I wanted to talk to you about something and... Oh, wait. Hold on. I just got a text. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Busy me. So anyway...
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. My friends keep commenting on my comment. Oh, there's another one. So many comments on my comment.
Oh, I can't wait to watch TV tonight. Playoffs!
Hey, guys, check out my new video game. Pew, pew. Wait, Mom, what? Huh?
What? Hold
What'd you say? Wait a second, what?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest.
There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Thank you for tuning in to BeExposedRadio.com. Sit back, relax, and listen to this flashback of the Artist Exchange Radio Show.
Football, you basically have a good 10 to 12 years, and that's
it.
what it is.
When you have a lot of people retiring early, it's funny. A lot of me and my alumni from UVA, where I graduated from, one of our fellow Wahoos, he retired yesterday, 32 years old. To Shaw Ferguson, and he's been in the league like 10 or 12 years. So like you said, a lot of guys are making that change on their own now because they're seeing a lot of things from the the concussion movement,
right?
Stuff that's been happening. Is not the noun, is the effects later, because you see different stories of men are in like their 50s and some are committing suicide because of the banging and the voices or the concussions. And
did you see that?
I haven't got a chance to see it. But
not the movie, but did you see those effects?
I have seen concussions in college where guys have played that whole entire game and didn't realize they was at a football game.
Wow.
But like before the big emphasis came about the whole concussions and what's going on, we was taught you just run through the wall. You can't be soft. You shake it off and get back in it. So
the wrong attitude to have.
Right.
It's really internal. Like you really doing damage, not just to your bones,
right,
but to your mind.
Everything. Right. And later on down the line, because just like you said, once the game is over, when you've been in a game and you think about it, because I tell people the NFL, any sports, whether it's male or female, is a semi-military, because you're told when to get up, when to work out, what to eat, when to play. All right, now you got a curfew, you got to be in the bed by this time. You do it for years and years, and all of a sudden, bam, it's done. So what do you do?
Right.
So just like the military that have with PTSD, we have that because we so used to having a certain way. And I remember watching this Brian Gumbel on HBO, it was like years ago, and a guy would act like he was getting dressed, a real good football player, would walk his daughter to the bus stop, and he would come back in the house, close the curtains, and just sit there because he didn't know how else to handle himself. Because he was so used to being told what to do, because our schedule are laid out. By this time, you got to do this. By this time, you got to do this. Eat at this time, back on the field. So,
hey, what's up? This is Nate, host of the Artist Exchange Radio Show. Tune in every Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., and every Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artist, real talk, real live, here live on BeExposedRadio.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hey, what's up, and welcome back to the Be Inspired Radio Show here live on BeExposedRadio.com. It's me. I'm guest co-host. It's me, Nate. I'm guest co-hosting for Miss Be Inspired today. She is right now. She's at the Congressional Black Caucus's 46th annual legislative conference. They are doing an award dedicated to those that show excellence and perseverance in the arts. Tonight is Cicely Tyson, I believe Robert Roundtree. He's a great director, and Miss Dionne Warwick. They're all getting honored tonight. Naomi is on the red carpet right now doing some live interviews, so we'll be able to you can go to her page right now, and she'll be doing a live feed from Facebook, her live Facebook, but also she'll be calling in from moment to moment throughout the night and giving us some updates. She just called in, let us know some of the people that are there. She's meeting some of the correspondents that are there. So jumping back into our hot topics, we were talking about the toxic masculinity story, but I'm going to save that for when Miss Dr. D gets in the building. And we're going to go to the next story. Brooke. I'm going to the Brooke Turner registered sex offender story. This is the young man that was found guilty of raping the young lady behind the dumpster at a college party. I mean, what's going on? There we go. We got it. Got it going on. He's actually been registered as a sex offender And if you go online, you'll see it. I mean, if you register him, if he lives in your neighborhood, he's definitely on it. It doesn't give his address or anything like that. But if you have a sex offenders registry in your neighborhood, all you have to do is look up and put in your area code, your zip code, and it'll give you a list of all the registered sex offenders. A lot of people, for some reason, don't register, or they'll register in this neighborhood, but then they move and don't register for that new neighborhood, and that's actually against the law. They're supposed to be registered in every neighborhood. Every time they move, they're supposed to re-register for the registry. And Mr. Brooke Allen Turner is now on the list. He was registered as a sex offender. Part of his punishment for the sexual assault, TMZ reported, has obtained the registration file in Greene County, Ohio, near his parents' home in Bellbrook, which is probably very embarrassing for his parents. But I guess that's the neighborhood he lives in, and I'm quite sure they was like, "You're not living at my house." And he's not. I think they have like real strict restrictions. Like they're not supposed to, trick-or-treaters can't come to their house. They can't be within a certain distance of any children. Certain work environments they are not allowed to work in because children mainly children, especially if there's a child sex offense. And he's not a child sex offender. He raped another adult, actually, and it gives you his whole detail, his pictures up there. It's a really sad story that this has to happen, but like life, this is what happens. Our next story is about a judge who was very insensitive during a rape trial 2 years ago. He was Robin Camp, made international headlines back in 2014 during the trial itself, a case that centered on a 19-year-old woman accusing a man of raping her during a house party. At times during this trial, according to the media reports, Camp referred to the woman as the accused, which is weird, and he also said this to her, which is really disrespectful, because this is the type of case where you have to be very sensitive to the person who is the victim in the case, and he was calling her the accused. Why couldn't you just keep your knees together? Why didn't you just sink your bottom down into the basin so he couldn't penetrate you? These are the things that were on record of things that he said. So he's been disbarred and taken off his seat as well. So it's just an insensitive nature that a lot of men have in dealing with situations like this, and people in general in dealing with rape trials. You have to be very sensitive to the person that is coming up, because even if the story isn't true, you still have to be very sensitive to that person, specifically because the story could be true. And justice has to prevail, but you still have to be sensitive to all parties concerned, specifically the person that is presenting the case, because this is why people don't speak out and speak up when rape or molestation or sexual assault happens, because they're always victimized. So he basically said she could have prevented this if she wanted to. Ultimately, Judge Camp acquitted the man who was accused, Alexander Wagner, 2 years ago this month. The woman appealed the ruling, and Wagner is now facing a retrial this coming November. So he actually let them guy off from the rape trial. And I'm gonna follow this story a little bit more just to see some more details and such. So I'm gonna go to the next story. We kind of got through them, and Edward Snowden, the infamous whistleblower, he actually has a movie out. Simultaneously, he is seeking, made his case for presidential pardon. He was trying to receive a presidential pardon this past Wednesday in a teleconference from his exile in Russia, just 2 days before the Hollywood movie about his experience is being released. Joseph Gordon-Levitt is playing him. You know him from movies such as 500 Days of Summer, Inception, and The Shadow Boxer. So you will be able to see this movie. Now it's actually coming out soon, and you'll be able to touch. You'll be able to see this story on the big screen soon. So it's said that he actually has not committed any crimes against the United States, but because of the nature of the information that he did leak out, it was considered classified. So that's why he's on exile right now. But I can't wait to see the movie because a lot of people are actually on his side. And Mr. Snowden, that is, Ed Snowden. So Joshua Gordon, I think he's going to do a good job. He was on The View today, giving his opinion on the story. So it looks like it's going to be an awesome story. Our next story is Miss Michelle Obama turns down the opportunity to become a cartoon character. And I don't blame her. Like, that's just not what you... She's the first lady of the United States. I really don't think she needs to be on a cartoon, even though she's done quite a few other TV shows. She's been on Carpool Karaoke. She's been on Parks and Recreation. She's done a couple of guest spots on some talk shows as well as SNL. So, but I would really wonder why she turned down this opportunity. And the story is that The Simpsons wanted her to portray herself on their TV show, and they were very aggressive in their pursuit of her. They've actually had her likeness on their show already, and Angela Bassett actually did a voiceover for her. But they have been for years trying to get her to come on, especially being as though they saw her do so many guest spots on other news shows, and these were news shows, and The Simpsons is an old show, but I guess being a cartoon character is much different. And then what would she look like? What would she sound like? So I think she just didn't want to be a cartoon character. And she actually, after months of trying to get her to do it, she sent them a note. She sent them a note basically saying good try, because they were so aggressive. She sent them a note, and they basically just, I guess they're going to keep trying, but I don't think she's going to actually do it. And like I said, her likeness was already used a few years ago, and I don't see her at any moment. I wonder if she's going to be on any other shows other than Carpool Karaoke and Parks and Recreation. She's actually pretty funny. She's done a couple walk-ons on Saturday Night Live, like I said, but I really don't see her doing any cartoons anytime soon, especially if you turn down The Simpsons. I don't really see her doing it, especially with the... You said do what? Well, it's in my face. Monny is being a producer right now, so he's on his game with it. So that was the Ed Snowden story, as well as Michelle Obama. Two very fascinating entertainment news stories. And lastly, Beyonce brings in 35 with a big bang. First of all, she has a costume ball, a soulful 70s birthday party, star-studded event. Lots of entertainers were present. Queen Bee turned 35 over the weekend, but come last Monday, she threw herself a Soul Train themed rooftop party at the Nomad Hotel in New York City. All of the celebs and tenders turned out in 70s gear and they hit the dance floor to get their groove on. But furthering her 35th birthday, she was on Forbes. She was the only celebrity to make Fortune's list of most powerful women. She has over 12 songs on the Billboard Top 100 right now. She has 12 songs, not over, but she has 12 songs on the Billboard Top 100. And she has an impressive resume. She takes her place at 51 on Fortune's list of most powerful women, making her the only celebrity on the list among CEOs and corporate presidents. Of course, Oprah, you don't really count Oprah. But this is a big feat for Miss 35-year-old Beyonce Knowles. She is really bringing it in awesome. This last year with her and her Lemonade album really took her to some higher heights, and I guess broke some records. What's that lady name that she took out of the water? The English lady that we don't even know her name right now? Adele? Yeah, she kind of took over for Adele. Well, she didn't take over. She overshadowed Miss Adele. But she is definitely turning 2016 into an awesome year for herself. I didn't know she was 35 yet. Yeah, I thought they said she was older than that. It's not shade, but they said she was older than 35. They've always said she was older than that. She's not 81. She's older than me, so clearly. Monty just said it because he's probably older than her. That's all it was. So that has been our entertainment news. That has been our entertainment news for, well, actually, I have one more story. I didn't write about this story, but Oprah is filming in Baltimore. She has a new story, a new movie coming out, and they've done a lot of filming in Atlanta already, but they're coming to Baltimore this week, next week, soon actually. So go to the Artist Exchange group page and you'll be able to find a link to it if you want to audition. They have some non-equity as well as equity roles available. So even if you're not an equity actor, you don't have your SAG card as of yet, you can still apply for it. They have some extra roles, and they actually have some secondary characters that are non-equity roles, so definitely check that out. We still got a couple minutes. Give me a call, 410-702-5657, or you can text us at 443-642-9403. Let us know how you feel. Dr. D is out in the lobby. She'll be in here shortly. I think Jabril, is Jabril coming on today? I saw him out in the lobby, so I don't know if he's gonna come on and show face today and talk with us here on the Be Inspired Radio Show. Don't forget, October the 15th, we'll be live broadcasting from the 7th annual African American Authors Expo. That'll be from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. We'll be on Morgan State University's campus in the University Student Building. In one of their ballrooms. I'll get that information shortly. There'll be book signings, speaking panels, workshops, financial empowerment, health and wellness, entertainment, family fun, prizes, youth writing challenges. So it's a free event open to the public, family friendly. Come out and meet some of these awesome authors. We got to meet a lot of them here on Be Exposed Radio. Be Inspired, Miss Naomi, she has interviewed quite a few of them. So come on out, meet our personalities. We'll all be there. In lieu of our open house, we'll be doing this live broadcast. So instead of you coming to our open house that month, come on out to the Authors Expo October the 15th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. We'll be posting this information. It's on our website as well as our all of our radio show page. So you can go and Be Inspired and find the flyer as well. Also, the 17th, September the 17th, this Saturday, come join Be Exposed Radio for our monthly open house series, networking, opportunities to promote yourself live on air. So get down here, 110 East Lexington Street, Suite 200. Bring your business cards, bring your flyers, bring yourself, and bring a friend. We'll be here at 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. live broadcasting. Meet all of our hosts, our new shows, as well as all of our long-standing shows. Some other guests, our followers, our listeners. Come network. It's an opportunity that you get to promote yourself and what you do. Here, 110 East Lexington Street, Suite 200, the Be Exposed Radio studio. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back here on the Be Inspired Radio Show with me, your guest co-host today, Nate. I'm going to be right back.
Join the club that gives you stuff. Hey, thanks! Radio Loyalty. Here's how it works. Just click on the Radio Loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then, you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for stuff in the Radio Loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple, right? Radio Loyalty. Click that banner to join now.
You're listening to BeExposedRadio.com. Talk dirty to me.
I love it. It's awesome. It's all my makes me going every day.
The Style Lounge. For a personalized fashion experience, the Style Lounge is where you should be. From clothing, jewelry, handbags, and accessories, contact us for pop-up shops, vending opportunities, and more. Let us help you enhance your style. Let's discover your inner fashion ego. We are available for on-site and off-site consultations. For your appointment, call 443-248-8879. 15% off with business card.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com, the home of Talk Lately with Monny, every Tuesday at 7 p.m.
You're struggling with your mortgage. You think about it. You don't do anything but think about it.
What are we going to do if we lose the house? Where are we going to go?
At work.
I can't let anybody find out. I'm so embarrassed.
At dinner.
How can I tell the kids? It's going to wreck their lives.
And at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I don't know what to do. I don't know how to get through this. What's going to happen to us?
It's time to stop thinking. It's time to start dialing. Call 1-888-995-HOPE for a free government program that offers expert one-on-one advice about your mortgage options.
I'm all alone.
No, you're not. We've helped over 1 million homeowners, and we want to help you. And now there are more ways to help. Call 1-888-995-HOPE or visit makinghomeaffordable.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Treasury, HUD, and the Ad Council.
Thank you very much.
Because they had nothing else to do.
So it was like, imagine that your late husband was actually your father. I can't imagine that because that's disgusting.
Very much so.
And then I would have to clean my basement because that's where my actual father resides right now. So, okay. The 60-year-old woman learned the truth about her husband, Percy, 6 years after he passed away.
Not Percy, though. Percy doesn't sound like that name.
Percy just sounds like a feminine boy.
Really?
Yeah.
But nobody told you at no point.
Sound like
Like Percy. Look at Percy over there with his purse.
His name first.
Percy always switching.
And you just keep laughing at him.
That's a joke. What do you call it? What's the gay boy's name?
Percy.
Percy.
What are you doing, Percy? I don't even know what to say about this one. And I'm the one that said it. Oh my gosh, we're here every Tuesday at 7 p.m. The conversations can get deep. They can get out of this world. But we do them. BeExposedRadio.com. Talk Lately, the radio show.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hey, what's up? Oh, it is. Phones are not that smart. Welcome back to the Be Inspired Radio Show. Here live on BeExposedRadio.com. I am guest co-hosting today for Miss Naomi. She is out and about in the D.C. area at the Congressional Black Caucus's 46th Annual Legislative Conference. There is a 3-day event that they do each year. Tonight they are honoring people with excellence in the arts. Miss Cicely Tyson, Mr. Robert Roundtree, and the awesome Miss Dionne Warwick are being honored tonight. Naomi will be calling in throughout the show, giving us some live updates. They're actually, her and Eric Way, the other engineer here, they're out and about right now on the red carpet doing some interviews. So I haven't heard from her, so that's a good thing. She might be talking them up on the red carpet. But Joining us right now is Dr. D. She's getting all ready and adjusted and such. But we have a couple more hot topics right now. In this segment, we'll be talking about Kim Wong and he does an unban of sarcasm in North Korea. The Republicans are actually trying to repeal the ban on political organizing by churches. And how convenient for them. And also, they've been talking a lot about soon-to-be hopeful president candidate Miss Hillary Clinton's email scandals, but they've pulled up George Bush. I keep calling him George Washington. George Bush's email scandals. He lost over 22 million emails between 2003 and 2009. They're gone. He didn't save them. They were on an outside server. It's just funny how Republicans and these conservatives, they bring up a lot of issues that Democrats and liberals have with their work ethic, but they do the same thing, and they just skirt right over it. But also, the Senate approves a $220 million project to help Flint, Michigan with their water. I'll get on the first one. I don't really want to talk about Jim. So I'll go to the Bush scandal, the George Washington Bush. Why keep calling him George Washington? George Bush's email scandal. They say that between 2003 and 2009, there were over how many emails was it? 22 million emails that are unaccounted for. But since you can put a number to them, then I think you can account for them. I think they do know where they are. I just think they were tops, and this was during Hurricane Katrina and a lot of those dark moments, 9/11, a lot of those dark moments here in the United States. Those are the emails, those are the years, that's a span of time that supposedly all these emails, the war in Iraq, right after 9/11 when they attacked Iraq, a lot of those emails on a private server that he was sending emails back and forth that I'm quite sure were classified too, are now missing. But because he's a Bush, because he's a Republican, they're definitely going to make sense of him not having them and not being able to pull them back up. I'm going to jump to the story on the Republicans wanting the ban to be repealed on political organizers by churches. That's a real interesting topic because it's something that, well, it's actually a part of law. In order for you to be a nonprofit, you cannot have any political ties. I don't think you personally you can, but your organization is not ever supposed to represent a political party or a political candidate. You cannot show any interest. And a lot of churches are really guilty of this already. I didn't know that you can lose your status over it though. But Dr. D is in the building, so I'll get her opinion on that. Do you feel like there should be separation in church and state? Go ahead.
I think that the reality is that I don't know if you can completely separate. Mm-hmm. It was originally conceived of because when the church had power with the state, and we're talking now about our early European days, the church abused that power. Right. And so the whole idea was let there be a separation so that we're not having religious influences restrict what it is that we do or do not do.
Because that's a big body of people.
It's a huge
with a lot
body
of
people.
influence. So imagine if they had political power.
Exactly. And, kind of looking at the current church, and now I'm talking about it on a multicultural level.
Right.
You do have
the business,
this whole business side, and you have this whole politics of church that does enter the picture, and oftentimes it becomes oppressive to those who are less powerful, those who have less of a voice, those who are less economically or politically sound or wealthy. And so I don't know, historically, when we have had power, even in the realm of politics, the question is, what have we done with it?
What are they doing with it now?
Exactly. When I think about Martin Luther King, during his day, they really wanted to get him to shut up and say, look, we're going to give you political power in exchange for you being quiet.
They was offering some type of
candidacy and a place in the White House.
Yes.
And he made up in his mind that, my job is prophetic. And I'm neither to lean toward Republican, Democrat, Independent, any of those things. My job is to bring forth the righteousness of God and see to it that our consciousness is raised to that.
Can you imagine if he would have accepted that?
Oh my gosh, that would have just ruined everything. And that's the thing. The question is, have we lost the power of our prophetic role in exchange for political power?
Because I remember in the movie Butler, they addressed this issue, both on the side of knowing that they were after Martin, but on the side of Forrest Whitaker, who played the butler in many cases. He had a role in that movement, just like Martin did, or just like any other activist did. But what if Martin would have taken that? So we're going to go off this segment with that question. What if Martin would have taken the job?
Awesome question.
Awesome. But we're going to come back right here on Be Inspired Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com with Dr. D. She brightened up the room. So we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Are you thinking about getting your GED diploma? Well, here at the GED Pep Talk Center, we've got a number of pep talks that can motivate you.
Sometimes things don't always turn out the way you want them to.
You know that feeling? People look at you and don't believe in you.
You want some gentle encouragement. Then you're on your way to your GED diploma and a better life.
But I know you're probably just a little bit nervous. You can find it in yourself to take that first step.
You can improve your future. You can do this. I know you can.
You need to start pushing yourself.
Now get your game face on and take the first step towards a better life. Hurry up! Don't make me repeat myself.
Whatever level of motivation you need to get your GED diploma, we've got a pep talk that's right for you. Call 1-877-38-YOUR-GED or visit yourged.org for your pep talk and find free GED classes in your area. GED is a registered trademark of the American Council on Education. Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
When you were a little kid and you thought about what you wanted to be, teaching was at the top of your list. But things changed. And as you got older, teaching didn't seem like the best option anymore. So you're thinking you'll be something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Now you want to be a doctor. You don't think teachers save lives? 25 at a time. An actress? Try playing a different role every time the bell rings. How about a scientist? Ever heard of physics? Chemistry? Who do you think teaches that? Teachers today are breaking down obstacles, finding innovative ways to instill old lessons, and taking learning far beyond the four walls of the classroom. It's time to recognize that great things are happening in teaching and put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Find out how you can make more at teach.org. Make more. Teach. Brought to you by Teach and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to the Be Inspired Radio Show. It's me. I'm co-hosting today for Miss Naomi. Hopefully she'll be calling in soon. She's on the red carpet. Naomi is everywhere. You just never know where this young lady, she has taken this opportunity, this platform, and she's running with it. And it's what everyone should do when given an opportunity. Don't waste any opportunity. You know, pray over it. And if it's for you, it's going to be on you. And you just don't know what door will open for you. Just a year ago, she was a quiet mouse at a desk working, and now she's on a red carpet. Hopefully, I hope she gets the big interviews, Cicely Tyson and Dionne Warwick. I want her to get the big ones, just so this could be meaningful to her. And not to say the small ones aren't, but hey, we gotta dream big.
There you go.
But we have Dr. D in the building, and we were talking during the break about Hillary Clinton and how this is really this election season has brought out ugly. Now, I thought it was ugly when Obama was trying to become president. This is really like, so that means a black man could be president before a woman in general. And I really thought it was the other way.
Oh my goodness.
I really thought, but this is bringing out the nastiness. I mean, what's his name? Trump got on TV and said, basically, her whole campaign has been negative and destructive and just lies on top of lies, and he could say this out his mouth. Just imagine what other people are thinking.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And the reality is that there is no perfect politician. And I kind of want to rest a little bit more on this issue around Hillary. I know a lot of people were upset who were Bernie Sanders supporters when he did not get the nomination. And I almost got the sense that what Hillary did during the President Obama, with the Obama elections, the debates, and how she got very edgy, very negative, very nasty, real quick. And it's almost like we're holding it against her like she's the worst demonized person in the world. But the truth of the matter is, especially for African Americans and people of color, you know, have we ever had a perfect politician? I mean, we feel that President Obama, most of us do, I believe, that he has done a great job, that he has really stood for a lot of what we believed was already in it. That
not black America, not white America.
Exactly. And the tightrope that he had to walk on in order to do that. And then you think of Hillary. Is she any better or any worse than any other politician? I think when you talk about elections, and this is why we have to keep pushing the vote, we've always dealt with the lesser of two evils. I don't think I mean, yes, Carter was good, of course, Kennedy and Lincoln, but all of them had their
They
problems.
all had their faults. And I'm glad that, and I don't know how much truth was filtered into that movie, The Butler, but it gave us a better sense of what was really being said.
Yes.
And things that we felt. But for some reason, I like that movie because it showed us perspective that we as black people never get, like what we were being called over the years. But those private conversations on the war on drugs, that whole idea of that was really a game. That was a political strategy, the war on drugs. It had nothing to do about, you know, the crack epidemic. It was a strategy that they used to basically make the Panthers look like a war gang, a militia.
That's right.
So
That's
it brought up things that we already knew, that we thought were just hearsay and grapevine information, but it really brought it to the surface. And it really, I don't understand politics in terms of the smear tactics. It really, even on a local level, I cannot stand to see money being wasted on a commercial that is basically telling you everything wrong with the other person.
Exactly.
It makes me so mad because that's our money being wasted. Even whether it's just taxpayer dollars or it's donations, it's being wasted.
It's being wasted just to antagonize and kind of get
intimidate.
It is. And this is not really what is what unity is all about and moving ahead. I just wanted to take a note that Miss Naomi has joined us on Facebook Live.
Okay.
And I know she's enjoying the red carpet. May she just be blessed to get Cicely Tyson's phone number. And I see that my cousin Sydney Waters is on and Nathaniel Smith. So we've got people that have already come on, and we say welcome, and please feel free to give your comments.
Call in 410-702-5657.
When you were talking about, I wanted to get back to Hillary because I guess I feel the need, perhaps because she's a woman, to look at another side of what caused all of the rift in the way she treated President Obama. Yes, she showed some colors that we didn't think were there.
We knew it was there.
I think you're right about that.
We just thought she would be more hospitable.
But I want us to kind of go back in time to 2008 when this took place. And what we were really dealing with historically was who's going to break the glass ceiling first.
Right.
Will it be a black man or a white woman? We were also dealing with the fact that up to that point, it was a given that it was going to be Hillary. No one Obama came out of nowhere. He was a junior.
Even from that year before,
yes,
when he did the National Democratic Conference, nobody
had any idea. And as a matter of fact, when he was at the Baltimore Arena, he had shared, we better ride this wave. It's like something here. He almost alluded to it being almost like supernatural. Something here is happening, and we better ride this wave all the way to the White House because we may never have this wave. Opportunity again. So you think about the fact that she prepared all that time, and you look at her pedigree. When you look at the Vitae, I mean, all the way back to when she was a teenager, she was with the civil rights movement. She was it wasn't just she showed up as Bill Clinton's wife as the first lady.
That's what
She's
people would
been an
think.
activist for rights of the poor, rights of the disenfranchised throughout all of that, and thought that this was going to be her moment. And in a sense, it was like Obama came up, and in her mind, it's like, you are stealing.
But
what
see,
I've
that's
lived for.
and I'm not a big TV watcher, but looking at Scandal, I can't help to believe that is her story.
Yes.
I cannot help to believe, or I can't even get out my head that that's really her story.
Talk a little bit about Scandal, because I don't know as much about it. I know
Scandal. I'm not familiar with names, but the president the man who's playing the president in Scandal, his wife has stronger aspirations to be president than he does. They actually swindled him into being president. And now that his second term is coming to an end, who should be that next president? And now she's trying to align herself. She became governor of Virginia, and she's trying to now put herself in a political aspect. And I always felt, over all the stories that had happened over Clinton's administration, that it was almost like, okay, I'm putting you here so they can really trust us. And then it's gonna be my turn, right? And then when Obama came, it's like, so you just gonna get in my way again,
right?
And I didn't see it as a racial thing. It was more like, this is supposed to be my turn,
right?
And if you catch up on Scandal, you'll see the wife who has that same Southern Belle personality, but is fierce in her pursuits. And it is, TV today is a mirror of life.
I believe it's reality
really is.
All the way.
They can't hide too much from us anymore, because TV and film and movies are now depicting it. The arts in general are depicting real life stuff that they've been covering up. But I can't help to just imagine what's on her mind.
Oh my goodness! And you
like,
think
this is my time.
This is my time. I worked hard. I went through what I went through with my husband. I did that. I suffered in silence. I did all of those things and played by the rules. And now you gonna come up. And then a brother at that, okay? And I mean, we were very happy for it, but there's a lot of emotions. And again, we've been talking about entering the winner's circle. We've been talking about being proactive. And then tonight we'll get into starting with the end in mind. She played all of those habits out and was in her moment. And I believe personally, as a person of faith, that it just was God's time for the glass ceiling to be broken as far as African Americans, and especially an African American male.
And he was the best. Qualifications aside, America needed to see what mudslinging had done to us, and we needed to see the possibility of somebody who was nice actually winning.
Exactly.
And not for the sake of, not to take anything away from his intelligence or his cabinet's intelligence, but just the fact that he was the best person for the job. Qualifications aside, because that's the argument that they've well, he's only been in this, he's still a freshman at this. How could you? Because he knows what he's talking about, and we needed peace more than we need economics, more than we needed help. We needed peace.
Well, Nate, something else is coming to mind as you're talking about that. He fought the battle a different way.
Yep.
And I think that,
he showed us a different sense of what being a man was
all about. And he did so very eloquently. He did so with dignity, even throughout the 8 years that he's been there. And I think that this is also important when we talk about entering the winner's circle. Sometimes we're losing because we keep fighting the battle the same way.
There's a meme going around. Winners focus on winning and losers focus on winners.
Okay.
And it's the idea of we keep trying the same way. We see Hillary doing it. Soon as Beyonce said something about hot sauce, then she said, well, I got hot sauce in my bag too. And it's the craziness that they feel like, well, I got to go on this show and I got to go to this church and I got to kiss this baby. Because it's this formula that has been used for so much. And he really broke that mold, and it was nothing anybody could do. It was nothing anybody could do at all.
It was overwhelming.
Right, and for some reason we knew that if he had not become president, this country could have been in a horrible state today. On what's this, September the 14th.
That's right.
We could have been in a horrible state.
Absolutely. And there's a book that I encourage our listeners to read. It's called David and Goliath. And I am not David and Goliath. And I don't remember who the writer is, but if you Google David and Goliath, you'll see the book. But it really deals with alternative approaches to winning, and how when those who are familiar with Judeo-Christian scripture, King David, who was one of the greatest kings of the Jewish culture, came against Goliath, who was this huge giant who beat everybody. I mean, he was like the Mike Tyson of his day, but he was, in the eyes of Jewish people, he was a pagan. He hated God.
They were looking back.
Exactly. David, on the other hand, looked at him not according to his size.
Hold on, we're going to take a quick break.
Take a quick break.
Back with David and Goliath when we come back to the Be Inspired Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com.
All right. We are welcoming...
Thank you for tuning in to BeExposedRadio.com.
Only in the forest can you see this. And this. And this. But nothing beats the moment you see that.
Cool!
That's your child's eyes opening up to a world of possibilities.
I didn't know it could do that!
Because one trip to the forest can spark a world of difference.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go, like hiking, canoeing, fishing, or camping. Or create your own adventure with family and friends, and you might just see this. Your moment's out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org. That's discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Steven.
Who said that?
Me, down here.
What are you, a yellow booger?
I'm a banana slug, Steven.
Well, what are you doing in my room?
I'm your sense of adventure. Don't you remember me? Don't you know that we miss you?
Miss me? Who misses me?
You know, all your friends in the forest. The trees, the pond, that little fort that you made out of branches. We all miss you.
Mom took me to the forest last year.
I'm a slug, Steven. It took me a long time to get here.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
The forest is not that far away. Have an adventure today. I'm sure your mom would take you.
You're right. I should get out. I want to have fun. Play in puddles, catch frogs, and climb trees. Hey, Mom!
Yeah, hon? Steven, what is that in your hand?
It's my sense of adventure, Mom. It's telling me we need to get out of the house and have some fun in nature today.
Come to the forest where the more adventurous you lives. Check out discovertheforest.org for cool places nearby. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
So, Jacqueline.
Yes, Mom?
I wanted to talk to you about something and... Oh, wait. Hold on. I just got a text. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Busy me. So, anyway...
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. My friends keep commenting on my comment. Oh, there's another one. So many comments on my comment.
Oh, I can't wait to watch TV tonight. Playoffs!
Hey, guys, check out my new video game. Pew, pew.
Wait.
Mom, what? Huh?
What? Hold
What'd you say? Wait a second, what?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to the Be Inspired Radio Show. I just wish Jabril would stop peeking in the room and just come in the room, like, cause he's here. Like, he hasn't been here, but she see, that's the olive bread.
Come on in.
Walk
sit,
that
you
walk,
sit right
sir.
here next to me.
Oh, there we go. So before we went to break, Dr. D was talking about the book David and Goliath.
Yes, and how really what it deals with is that sometimes being the big fish in the little pond is not always good. Always having the big brawn and the muscles and all, that's not always the way that you win.
Right.
And that in the story of David and Goliath, David, who was a ruddy young man, he was really not anything special other than the fact that he loved God and that he believed in the God who has covenant with his Jewish family. And when he saw Goliath, he did not see the brawn, he did not see the bigness. What he saw was someone who was setting out to oppose the true and living God. And that as a result, he was nothing but what he called an uncircumcised Philistine, which meant that he was pretty much nothing and I can take him. And as a result, we know about the slingshot and how he took those 5 stones and actually knocked Goliath out with 1 stone. But the whole idea is that he came at it from a different angle. And I think this is significant to us, even as people of color, which are a lot of what our audience are, is that we may not have all the years of wealth and the years of privilege and all that. Well,
it just was omitted. And
we don't have the uninterrupted.
Right. Exactly.
Okay, let me say it that way. The uninterrupted wealth and privilege as it being in a European-dominated culture. And so oftentimes we'll say, well, if I can't duke it out and do this the same way that those who are in the majority do it, then I give up. But the reality is that sometimes all it takes is just doing it a different way. You fight the fight the way it's been given to you and stay at it.
Follow your road. We tried too many times. I got to do it the way Oprah did it. I got to do it the way Jay-Z did it. I mean, Steve Jobs, I got to figure out what they did, or our coattail, and I got to figure out how to get on your level. Do things the way you're supposed to do things.
Yes.
And you may not always win. And that's part of your journey, realizing that this does not work and this is what works. And a lot of those people have failed. Some of them were very focused. You know, Oprah has a powerful story of her abortion is what turned her life around. Now, how many people are in that abortion right now at 14 and 15 and they don't realize that that could be the changing point of their life?
Exactly.
You know, and to have a story like that, you got to sometimes follow your path and stop trying to figure out what's the best, what did you do, or what did you do, so I'm gonna do that. That's not gonna work for you.
Exactly. And if we can do that and appreciate it, embrace
Right.
it, then we're ready to move to the next step
Right.
of entering the winner's circle. We're ready to be proactive, because now I can deal with the tools that I have. And if I don't have enough tools, get more tools. That is what education, that is tools, retooling, being around others. Sometimes for many of us, it's changing our crowd. We're stuck in comfort zones of doing things a certain way, and because it's not familiar to us, we foo-foo it. And yet that may be the very
it's not
jewel
a popular decision.
Exactly, that I have to do. So coming out of comfort zones, yes, that is a part of the process. You cannot get away from it, because part of growth, let's face it, think about it. You get into the kindergarten, okay, you can stay there forever, but you will not have the benefits of the first grade and all the way to
they
the
go
12th.
outgrow you.
Exactly.
And you're not going to be needed anymore.
Exactly.
So you speak to, and just now having a room full of men in here today.
It's wonderful. I'm just feeling so supported.
So speak on that, because a lot of guys go through this where they don't, and I'm in a different phase of it now, where you don't feel supported. You don't feel like, well, what am I doing? What is this what I'm supposed to be doing? And you're making decisions based on right now and not on any long-term feelings or emotions or outcomes. You're not looking at the outcome. You're looking at your road and your life right now. How do you speak to those people that are in that in between, or that transitional period, where they feel like, what road should I take?
Let me say, first of all, you have to start with your belief system. You have to be willing to believe in yourself, even if you don't see, which is this whole element of faith.
Right.
And again, let's go back to David and in the David Goliath dynamic, that David didn't see himself as being all great. He wasn't king at the time. He was just a regular guy who served. He was forgotten in his household.
People laughed at him when they thought
he was going to be king. It was like, are you kidding? But what David had was a commitment to his God, and he had a commitment to fulfill his God's purpose, and he stuck with that on a daily basis with integrity. And I think that if we can start, if you take yourself seriously enough, what is going to happen is opportunities will come out of that.
Right.
One of the second habit, just kind of tying this in, is the habit of starting with the end in mind.
So I'm going to let you get that one out, and then we're going to jump to the next segment. We also have a clip of Naomi, but we're going to start that up and then go right back to Miss Dr. D. We'll be right back here on the Be Inspired Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com.
The Style Lounge. For a personalized fashion experience, the Style Lounge is where you should be. From clothing, jewelry, handbags, and accessories, contact us for pop-up shops, vending opportunities, and more. Let us help you enhance your style. Let's discover your inner fashion ego. We are available for on-site and off-site consultations. For your appointment, call 443-248-8879. 15% off with business card.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is. Because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ball in street? Girl in street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
There's a rumor going around that Tyler Perry and Oprah are beefing. Well, let me tell you about this. Tyler, okay, told Oprah, bitch, if you don't have my money, we're going to have a problem. Ooh. Oprah said, what is the problem? Ooh. You said if I don't have your money, there was going to be a problem. So Oprah is standing her ground like, bitch, I'm in charge. Yeah, you know, you may have a $250 million studio over there that you film all your shows and movies and stuff on, but I have the empire. That's what Oprah said.
Oh, these are her exact words. Allegedly.
I made this up, but
allegedly.
I made it all up. But there was a rumor that they were beefing. But Tyler confirms that they don't have any issues. So it says it was recently reported on the rumors that was swirling that the twosome were on the outs over constructive criticism over Perry's show. Well, I got some constructive criticism, and we can be on the outs, Tyler, and I don't give a damn because I'm gonna make a promo out of this anyway and share it to your page. I need the scenes on Have and Have Nots to be like 5% shorter each one. I want you to watch an episode of The Young and the Restless because this is supposed to be a soap opera. No one's dialogue on The Young and the Restless is like this. You don't have to talk about the random plant in the corner for 25 minutes on one damn scene.
They talk about random plants. It was a blood stain on the floor for 5 episodes. I can't take it. We need to pick this up. I'm sorry. I love the Have and the Have Nots, and I continue to watch it in its 5th season. But I get so mad when I can go get myself a glass of water and come back, and he had just started the next sentence in his first paragraph. I can't stand it. They just want to get the point across.
It's not but you don't get the point for 4 episodes. It's too much. So now, according to ET Online reports, Tyler Perry has a pre-cut and dried response to a pretty cut and dry response to the rumors about him and Oprah. Here's what he says. It's completely false.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
She was on?
Yeah.
Okay, can we get...
That was Miss Be Inspired. She's live at the Black National Caucus, the Black Congressional Congress, Caucus. I keep saying Congress.
I know.
Congressional Black Caucus, the 46th Annual Legislative Conference. Tonight they're honoring excellence in the arts. Miss Cicely Tyson, Mr. Robert Roundtree, awesome director, and the phenomenal Miss Dionne Warwick tonight. And we saw Miss Naomi on the red carpet. She's getting some exclusive. What's that? Roland Martin. She was interviewing with Roland Martin right there.
Is that in Baltimore?
It's in DC.
It's in DC.
Oh.
They do it every year. It's like a 3-day event that they do. So back to Doctor. Why can't I keep calling you Miss? Back
People
to
call me Miss Dr. D all the time.
Dr. D. I do that with my pastor. I don't know what to call her. Pastor, doctor.
Something will be right,
Right,
and all that's
something.
like wearing every color. You'll match something.
Exactly.
I do that all the time.
So we were talking about breaking barriers. This is a breaking barriers segment with Dr. D. Entering the winner's circle. We were discussing the story of David and Goliath, based on the book David and Goliath. And I had asked a question to Dr. D on something that she can get to young people, but more specifically our young men that are going through that issue of finding themselves and not choosing the wrong paths and following their goals. So we can jump back into that segment.
And
conversation.
What we dealt with is, first of all, there has to be an embracing of my uniqueness and the belief that I can make a difference. And I think we left off with dealing with how when we look at President Obama and people look at him now and say this is a phenomenal person and all because of his accomplishment, but he started out as a junior senator that should have paid some dues that really made people quite angry. And as a result, he believed he had something to offer. And sometimes, let me say this to you, you can believe something and not totally see it and not totally be able to articulate.
But you feel it.
But you feel it and feed that feeling. You've got to do that, and you can't wait on people to give you permission to do that. That is something you have to embrace. And that when we talked about the proactiveness, it's the fact that I'm going to take steps. I'm not going to wait to make a whole lot of mistakes, and I'm not going to wait for someone to pour out on me all of these, approval and all that. But no, I'm going to begin to take steps for myself in order to land at a place where I have a voice.
But this, and not to discredit, he prepared himself for that.
Yes, he did.
He was prepared for that step. Goliath was prepared. David was prepared for that. He prepared himself. He didn't just go to that river and find those 5 smooth stones. He was prepared. He had already mentally begun to prepare himself leading up to that moment. So not to say, and a lot of people are looking at the story of Obama like, well, I feel like I can do it. I can do it. But you're not prepared. You have not put in any work. You have not put in any time. You had to prepare yourself, humble yourself for this experience. He had to have looked over time and said to himself, there were Martins available, there were Malcolms, and the criticism that they got for being black men alone, aside from anything else.
Yes.
I have to prepare myself, my family. His wife been called a monkey for the last 8 years.
Exactly.
And that has to have some type of hardship, but they prepared themselves for the ridicule.
Mentally and emotionally.
Yes.
So realize, let's go back to when you were talking
knowing
about
that they have spiritual base as well.
That's right. And David had that as well, that he saw that there was a standard that was above him that he needed to be living up to on a daily basis. And he said, okay, well, I can't profess to be the giant right now, but I certainly can have a relationship with God. I can look at and work on integrity, be faithful to the tasks that I have been given, and get an idea that this is part of preparation for the future. One of the things that we see that you're tapping into, Nate, in dealing with entering the winner's circle, all of the 7 habits have a future perspective.
Real quick, give us the
7 habits.
The habit for today.
Okay, the habit for the day is start with the end in mind,
go.
which means you pursue success backwards.
Right. You see the goal.
You see the goal. You see the end, and you do the work. So, and the seeing the goal is to inspire you to do the work.
Right.
So, if I see that at the end, let's look at Jabril, who is working on his degree in psychology. He sees as the goal that he will be a clinical psychologist, that he will fill that gap that is existing where we don't have enough black males that bring understanding of the black man's psyche to the field of psychology. And he's saying, I can do that.
But touch on a point real quick, don't deviate too much, but stick to the point of some people can see that goal, but they don't see the road. Some people only see the struggle, the road, but they can't see that goal. And I think a lot of our black men see the struggle, aka the road, but they haven't been nurtured enough to be able to really see a goal.
Which is why they need to be tuned into the Be Inspired radio show. Now, we have just made the point. I'm
Nice
glad we
segue.
could go
Nice
full
segue.
circle there. But what that says is, if thank you very much. If I'm starving in a particular area, I go where the food is, okay? What happens is a lot of times we're starving and food is right. We just
pride.
Hello. Okay. And let me say something. You can't be proud no, not proud. You can't be prideful and success oriented at the same time, because you've got to be in the process of learning, which implies I don't know it all. I don't know it all. And so the other part to this is how there is a proverb in Judeo-Christian scripture, and I do that because I want to honor the beginnings of the Bible, that says if you walk with the wise, you will be wise. People don't become wise overnight. I mean, maybe some are born with that. Most of us, and there you go, most of us have to connect. But there's a principle there that if I'm weak in a particular area, I connect with someone who's stronger in that area. That's how I get better. We talked about the Olympics. I think, Jabril, you have something to say. You just look like you just have something to say.
I mean, well, I want to attest to what you say about when you travel with wise men, you become wise, because we don't start off knowing anything, but you surround yourself with people that know more than you, like you said, so that you can brush up and polish yourself to in turn teach others. I feel like life is just like a teaching lesson. So I make my mistakes and I learn from them, and then I can help somebody that may be 20 not make that same mistake.
Exactly.
And then a lot of things that you don't realize nowadays is that people are trying to help. People don't realize that other people are just trying to help.
Yes.
It's not me trying to tell you what to do. It's me telling you I did the exact same thing. I don't want you to make the same mistake, because one, I care about you and I don't want to see you go down that same road. But just hear me out at least. And that's what people lack nowadays, is just that understanding. And then I think Nate said this at one point in time. I think when we talk and we listen to reply, not to understand. And that's a problem that we all have to get over at some point in our lives.
We be listening to people.
Yeah, I do.
Well, that's one of the steps too. That's down the road, but that is seek to understand rather than to be understood. Again, it's this letting go of self in order to find self. We've got to be able to open up and be willing to lose my comfort zone, to lose. And I'm not talking about airy-fairy all out there and there is no grounding, no foundation. Right. But the reality is, if you've allowed yourself a solid foundation, even in the If you've allowed yourself a solid foundation, you now are able to use that to build on what you've learned in order to build a new life and begin to pursue the other side of you, the better side of you.
And that's just a part of the puzzle. And going back to walking with wise individuals, wise doesn't have a look to it.
Right.
It doesn't have a certain amount of money in the bank. It doesn't have a certain status in life. But wise is, sometimes I listen to people who have fallen on their face. Because most times people who are living a life, they have either forgotten or they don't know what it feels like to not have or be at a certain point in life. So I often listen to the individuals around me who have fallen short because they have the best advice for what I should not do.
Exactly.
You know, and then I have to take those as options. Nobody can give you anything that is law. Nobody but God.
That's right.
But everybody else is his options. And you got to make a decision based on the configuration of what percentage you take from that person and that person.
Now, tying that in with that second habit, it's all of these things sharpen my vision. Like, you know, we say if you can see it, if you can conceive it, you can achieve it, which is that if I can see it, and that starts in the mind, and that means I have to see something. And usually that all of these give us ideas of, and it hones in. So the idea is begin somewhere. Is that I would have to work hard to get my goal. I looked at and hung with those who were successful, erased the fears. Oh, wait a minute, hold it. There's more there. This is deep, okay? Erased the fears by taking chances, and getting educated all helped me to arrive at my current place of destiny. What I heard was I broke through barriers. I broke through the barriers of my mind, fear, past disappointments. You got to forgive yourself, by the way, okay? Because we're going to make some mistakes. And people around you, you have to forgive yourself, but you have to be willing to allow those scars to be transformed to stars. You've got to enter into that metamorphosis process. Patience, discomfort, sometimes loneliness. Sometimes you will have to walk alone.
That's discipline.
All of these are qualities, and sometimes in the vision, as you are, and I want to read what it says, facile things, which is easy things. They describe, starting with the end in mind, is that each day, your task project, you start each day with, or your task or your project with a clear vision of your desired direction and destination, and then continue by flexing your proactive muscles to make things happen. One of the best ways to incorporate habit 2 into your life is to develop a personal mission statement.
And we're going to go to a break on that note with the end in mind. Here on the Be Inspired Radio Show, joining us today, Dr. D and Jabril has come back.
I'm so honored.
So we'll be right back here on the Be Inspired Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com. Naomi, where you at?
Always been here.
That's right. We're looking for Naomi. And those who are on Facebook Live, Sydney, thank you for that wonderful.
Okay, so just type the job website address here. That's it. Then you enter what job you're looking for there.
Electrician.
This is Peter. Recently, he got help going on the internet for the first time to look for a new job.
Okay, then you just hit search and...
In the past, Peter's gotten work through people he knew, but he heard there were more jobs online.
There we go.
These are all for me?
Uh-huh.
Really?
He had no idea just how many.
I can't believe it. This one looks good.
Peter's thinking the internet might be for him after all.
And this is just one website.
Wow. Why didn't I do this sooner?
See what the internet can help you do at everyoneon.org or call 1-855-387-9166 to find a free training class near you. Brought to you by Connect to Compete and the Ad Council.
Thank you for tuning in to BeExposedRadio.com. Sit back, relax, and listen to this flashback of the Artist Exchange Radio Show.
Football, you basically have a good 10 to 12 years, and that's what it is.
When you have a lot of people retiring early, it's funny. A lot of me and my alumni from UVA, where I graduated from, one of our fellow Wahoos, he retired yesterday, 32 years old. To Shaw Ferguson, and he's been in the league like 10 or 12 years. So like you said, a lot of guys are making that change on their own now because they're seeing a lot of things from the the concussion movement,
right?
Stuff that's been happening. Is not the noun, is the effects later, because you see different stories of men are in like their 50s and some are committing suicide because of the banging and the voices or the concussions. And
did you see that?
I haven't got a chance to see it. But
not the movie, but did you see those effects?
I have seen concussions in college where guys have played that whole entire game and didn't realize they was at a football game.
Wow.
But like before the big emphasis came about whole concussions and what's going on, we was taught you just run to the wall. You can't be soft. You shake it off and get back in it. So
the wrong attitude to have.
Right.
It's really internal. Like you really doing damage, not just to your bones,
right,
but to your mind.
Everything. Right. And later on down the line, because just like you said, once the game is over, when you've been in a game and you think about it, because I tell people the NFL, any sports, whether it's male or female, is a semi-military, because you're told when to get up, when to work out, what to eat, when to play. All right, now you got a curfew, you got to be in the bed by this time. You do it for years and years, and all of a sudden, bam, it's done. So what do you do?
Right.
So just like in a military to have with PTSD, we have that because we so used to having a certain way. And I remember watching this Brian Gumbel on HBO, it was like years ago, and a guy would act like he was getting dressed, a real good football player, would walk his daughter to the bus stop, and he would come back in the house, close the curtains, and just sit there because he didn't know how else to handle it. He was so used to being told what to do because our schedule are laid out. By this time, you got to do this. By this time, you got to do this. Eat at this time, back on the field. So,
hey, what's up? This is Nate, host of the Artist Exchange Radio Show. Tune in every Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. and every Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artist, real talk, real live. Here, live on BeExposedRadio.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Getting sick because you're trying to engulf everything at one time.
Yes.
Welcome back to the Be Inspired Radio Show. This is your co-host, Jabril Morris. I am joined in the room with Dr. D and Nate Couser.
We just saw some images of Naomi on the red carpet doing what she do. Her and Eric up there doing it up on the red carpet right now.
Hold up. Quick question. Why is he there with her? Naomi.
People's is hating right now, right?
In mind.
Naomi. Why is Eric in DC with you?
He was prepared and he was ready, and he did not have to get ready because he was already what, Monny? Ready.
Okay, all right. You know what?
See what happens? You gotta be ready, and you gotta.
I was ready. I just didn't have the opportunity.
Bags packed and ready to go. But I'm loving you being here with me.
You're where you're supposed to.
There you go. Right. There you go.
But we were talking. Get back onto the subject of Dr. D.
Transformational innovation, where you were dealing with daily devotionals. And we were saying to our Facebook Live audience that a really nice way of transforming your life. First of all, you can't transform your life until you transform your thoughts, okay? You have to change your thinking. You have to change the way you see things. So is the cup half empty or if it's half full? Now, when we were dealing during the summer with traumas and the drama that's behind the trauma, we were dealing with sort of that glass half empty issue where I see my problems, I see my deficiencies, I see the racism, I see the injustices, I see the powerlessness, and the question becomes, do I stay there? Or is it that there is a purpose that I'm to fulfill and that there's still a winning that needs to take place? And we certainly have concluded that we're still to win and we are to triumph over our challenges, but in so doing, we've got to transform our direction, and you do that through the way that we think. So transformational innovation is just one example. Also, we have, and that one is again by Dr. Nate Guiton. We have Dr. Mary Henderson is coming out with Beautiful Serenity, which will be out in November. Again, these are devotional books that really help you. Joe Osteen, I have to say, whether people agree or disagree with his theology, the reality is he specializes in the transformation of your thinking in order to transform your outcomes. And I really do believe that it's amazing. It's amazing. But he has a lot of good books that deal with that deal with different types of habit. I think The Power of I Am is one of the books that's out now. And for some reason, I'm missing the book that I did a devotional on. I can't remember it now. It will come back to me, and that is not because of age. The devil is a liar. Anyhow.
What is the task at hand?
Exactly. I am focused on here. Okay. We've got about 3 minutes, but I want to, again, deal with this starting with the end in mind. And again, we welcome your comments to call in at 410-702-5657 or text 443-642-9403. But this starting with the end in mind deals with this idea of vision. And so the task that I'm going to encourage you to work on this coming week is your vision, your personal mission statement. And that means you're going to have to really focus in on what you see. Okay, focus in on what you see. And that includes, because, you know, Geraldine said, this is Flip Wilson going back in the 70s. For those who were not born, you just YouTube it, okay? But she said, what you see is what you get. And there is an application to that here, that you've got whatever you see. So there may be some things you need to erase. If you see rejection, pain, inferiority, guilt, fear, if that's all you see and you write that down, we're going to come up with strategies on how to erase that. Because no matter what your scars are, they are all intended to be turned to stars. But it's going to start with your thinking, which right here is dealing with your vision. In your vision, you're going to deal with 6 steps that we're going to put up on the website for Be Exposed Radio, and that is know what your purpose in life is. Now, again, this is an unfolding process. You are not going to just sit down one day and say, this is what my purpose is. I think that's just unrealistic, and I don't like people doing that even to me. But at least start with, if you know I have a passion to help people, then your purpose in life, obviously, you've been equipped to it, is to help people. My purpose in, I have a passion to counsel people. Well, you know, that's part of your purpose in life. To sing, whatever it is, drama. So part of my purpose is whatever I have been equipped with as far as talents are concerned. Talk about, when you have time in your reflection, what would be your vision for the next 3 to 5 years? We've had 1 more minute. Some goals that you have for the next 1 to 2 years. And what areas of responsibility will that call for in your career, your family, your health? Some people need to lose weight, okay? Need to get fit in order to live, in order to be able to fulfill your purpose. What are your current projects and what are your current actions? We'll have have more discussion about that in our coming week. But just be thinking about that, and definitely go to the website, Be Exposed Radio, hashtagging Be Inspired Radio Show. And we will be back next week. I'm going to turn it back over to Nate.
This has been the Be Inspired Radio Show with me co-hosting Nate, awesome Dr. D with her Breaking Burn segment, and Jabril, Blast from the Past, joining us today.
I have not been gone that long.
Shout out to Naomi. They're still on the red carpet, still getting their interviews. We'll be right back. She'll be right back next Wednesday at 7 p.m., right? 7 p.m. Here on BeExposedRadio.com. This today's subject will be posted as a note on the Be Inspired Radio Show page and as a blog entry. So definitely tune in, stay tuned in. Thank you all for listening. Good night. Good night. Good night.
Well, we got some feedback here.